game
But AP Bren does
ketiga,
have
bos.
these bans are very reactive against Bigatron Alpha, right? You saw the Kedita, you saw the Melissa, and you saw the Paquito. These are the three must bans
Ayo,
if you're
mosok
facing a team like
Bren menang
Bigatron Alpha.
terus.
Bigatron Alpha taking full advantage of that one and just literally went on ham and creative about that. I like the Ruby going to the EXP lane. Thank goodness for that, because I
Jangan,
personally despise
ayo,
roam Rubies because
BTR.
like you get a Franco, it does the job a lot better. But looking at where Zorizo is
So
putting
strong,
his
lu.
Ruby, going to EXP lane, good.
Ayo, pin,
Make sure
pin.
that she gets the hard scores, able to sustain. And especially when facing up against AP Brand, the common style that Bigatron Alpha usually play is this AoE damage and AoE lockdowns. This has been the case since game number 1.
We've seen mid Ruby yesterday. I believe it was a Burn X flash, and that unfortunately didn't work out for them. And this time Super Bren is gonna try and invade. Orko will spot him out. Please do not get the buff. Woo! That was very close. Super Bren just committing to it.
Raja first plot.
To Kautizi.
Vince
Yeah, so
biasa,
overextended
first
just a
plotnya
little bit,
itu
so Ken
Raja.
secures his own orange buff, so everything is still a-okay. But Bigatron Alpha breaking that flicker right off the bat, looking at the seconds. Yeah, Super Bren doesn't really have the flicker going into the first turtle fight, so that might be huge. No flicker wild charge anymore for the side of Bigatron Alpha.
Kautizi even still the camp, so he's gonna hit 4 first. Super Ken starved out of his own jungle. Flatizi also finding another one of the camps on that towards the bottom, and they do slow down the Joy a little bit, which is already a hero that isn't the fastest when it comes to clearing jungle, so a slightly good start for AP Bren.
Yeah, this time around it's a lot different, right? Super Barco back onto something that he's more comfortable with, I believe, on the carry as well. But look at Super Bren, he's getting chunked down low.
And he's gonna be taken down. Super Bren drop once more. That's 2-0 for Kautizi. As a Fanny, he'll be very, very happy with the result.
Definitely, right? Like, you're snowballing, it's the same idea as your Hayabusa in game number 2. But going to the later parts of the game, we've seen how Fanny can fall. The only thing that Fanny can also confidently do in the later parts of the game is to basically cut away. Crossmat, right? Because of the rotation's a lot faster. But apart from that, the turtle is up, and I don't think Bigatron Alpha does have the priority over that. Super Bren slowly ticking towards level 4, doesn't have the flicker. Super Ken on the other side of the map, Awkward will be there to spot him out.
Getting harassed in the jungle, might need some help from Key just to secure the purple buff. On the other end, Kautizi will get hit. Super Bren once more in the rough spot.
He go
Not
Jack.
the ultimate anymore, so has to be very, very careful as Q comes in as well. Got 2 top concentration, trying to run down the members of Bigatron Alpha. 1 versus 3, not a problem. Orgwen by his side. Kaja not 4 yet, so no Divine Judgment.
No Divine Judgment, it was already used as well. If you notice how AP Bren and Bigatron Alpha is just reading each other like a book. Both of these roamers just on the opposite side of the map just tried to slow down Kautizi. Facing no issues right there, still at least secure his own purple buff. But Super Ken, like I said, this Super Ken's drop is the same as game number 2, right? Just to run down when Few goes into Cal Altar and then deny that, and then he can retreat and he can run away. His job is done.
Saki will clear the entire wave. It's just a carry game. The fully in lane. It'll take a lot of time to go up.
Aduh, miss.
As well. Remember the Bigatron Alpha. You have the hard guard as a response. Rizzo in the fight, but the retreat fight goes over to Kautizi as he goes on a killing spree. This time Super Ken ends up going down.
Yeah, Flap TC still chasing on against Rizzo though. Key is still around there at the same time, but this is where AP Brown really wants to be in the early game, right? Like, TC kept taking 3 kills, taking turtles for his name at the same time. Taking a look at the emblems, I think the most interesting one, in my opinion, is definitely the focusing mark for Super Vin. Knocks everybody up in the air, and then all of a sudden, hey, you know, you also do bonus damage towards everybody. But I think the question is, oh, sorry, so low.
Actually put under the tower and killed off about a turret shot. I mean, that's the truckload of damage.
Biasa.
A bit of an unlucky one for Flap TZ. Didn't have to sprint either way. Consecration was also down. Actually went for the Impure Rage instead of the Brave Smite.
I think it doesn't really matter for the side of Flap TZ. If you notice, Flap TZ really wants to sustain as much as possible in lane. And this bonus movement speed allows him to stick onto this target as much as possible to land on the Ionic Edge over and over again. The damage actually stacks out control and it does a lot of damage. If there's this one time I was casting and I saw Uranus does
Mewah.
48% of team damage, yeah, that's the whole idea of Flapteezy, right? But however, Flapteezy also go for the common emblem, right? Non-stop mana is exactly what a Uranus needs. Just stay in lane. Just stay in lane.
Gameplay is gonna slow down
Who
just a
died?
little bit for
Who
Brand
died?
at least.
Who
And I think,
died?
you know,
Oh,
these kind of game states, it's
not
mighty
our
good
mouth.
news for Bigatron Alpha. You don't have Kautini
Yes,
running
yes.
around the map. You are not allowing him to further that snowball. The conversion is going to get mitigated for AP Bren. So we will be in the stalemate for a little bit.
Istimewa bro,
1.5K
bocil
gold advantage for AP Bren.
istimewa, wis dididik
Yeah, not a
bolak-balik.
big one, right? We saw how
Emon.
Bigatron Alpha can also swing back the economy lead because of that one. But Saket on this Beatrix against Super Marco. This time around, Super Marco is able to stabilize. It's not as bad as you know the Harry game in game number 2. So that's a-okay. AP Brand, I think, because gets that additional goal lead, it's because of the one turtle they took and also Kaltizi on 3-0-0. It's a perfect game for Kaltizi for now. So Ken is actually going hunting.
Kautini, can you win the retri war?
Oleh.
Oh,
Ken
no.
actually wins that one. The retribution you
Tidak
way
dapat
too early
biru.
for Kautini. So Super Ken stealing it without using much effort. And when we look at the
Okay.
emblems also, Saket, he's actually running the lethal ignition, right? So you watch out, he's gonna tree-shot you with that bonus damage from the Nibiru, something
Lah,
that
kok lucu
respect a
di
bit
biru.
more. Dorizo getting ran down on the top lane, but
Di
Flapteezy,
birumu
no
kok
problem,
lucu.
is not able to finish things off. And then
Langsung.
Super Ken, wow, they're trying to run
Langsung,
down Ogwen.
langsung.
Ogwen ends up falling. Kautini taking a big snipe from Saken. Ends up having to retreat. Bigatron Alpha slowly coming online bit by bit. Just by taking these pickoffs and opening up the bottom lane for Saken. And that means Saken is going to have a really good time taking down this bot tier 1.
Yeah, man. Like,
Ayat.
right now, the turtle is completely forgotten by both these two teams because both these two teams are looking to play the purple buff as if it's a turtle itself. Now, Kaltizi getting put off from the purple buff is huge. So, for a couple more minutes, AP Brand wasn't able to output enough of pressure against Bigatron Alpha. That's Bigatron Alpha's way to slow down Kaltizi. We saw that happen in game number 1 of EVOS Legends, and now Bigatron Alpha all of a sudden, because of that thing, that fact, they have turtle priority.
I'm offended.
Miss.
In on a 2.
Super Ken miss.
Trying to buy as much time as possible. Unfortunately, Kautini ends up
Okay.
getting stunned, so can't contest the turtle. They get the divine death from Dorizo, who just walks out of there without taking much
Miss
damage
mana
at all,
Super
even
Ken?
though Super Marco is around. And Bigatron Alpha just disengages.
Miss
and
lagi
even
Super
takes the
Ken.
tier 1 win on the way out. Super Ken not done just yet. Electrifying being is used. Gets
Miss
the purple
lagi
buff
Super
for himself
Ken.
once more. Kautini slowly getting punished in his own jungle as Flapteezy forced to disengage.
Auman
All 5 members
biru.
of Bigatron Alpha pushing AP Brand out of their own jungle.
Blue buffnya diambil telus. Itu kalau main Uranus CR9.
Just like 300 gold behind. That's one component behind, right? So which means Saken is gonna hit the critical mass in terms of the damage first as compared to Super Marco. But same problem could be said over the side of Bigatron Alpha, right? They take another purple buff away from Kaltizi once again, and then immediately you see how Bigatron Alpha is rotating super efficient, right? Take the turtle up top, go down, invade
wave
purple, and then
lagi.
go back to secure their own purple buff to deny Kaltizi from that purple buff away.
Sore
Kaltizi
ini
this
enak.
is
Sore
a
so,
very
tak
big
so, tak
buff
so.
that he has to speed through. If you take a look at the
loro
items,
lu.
yeah, exactly right? BOD going in, but it's more
Berken.
expensive to build
Oh,
a
kan.
Beatrix X compared to a carry, so carry is still not too far behind. However, another key thing to also look out for Super Vin going for more defensive items instead of attack.
And Phil forced to pop the call Alta and it was put in by Dorizo early on. The call Alta went Spire.
Hati
And runs him down with the electrifying beast.
rempeyek.
Full on the Super Vin, which is a Grok that doesn't really care too much.
Yeah, like this time around, awkward. Even though you
Hati
destroy the Kaja against Joy, this is
rempeyek.
literally logic, right? For the
Pietron di
side of,
bro, so
everybody.
strong
But then
bro.
again, awkward wasn't able to output enough thing, but oh, Super Vin, well charged, the air.
It doesn't, it's not able to get a connection, but doesn't really matter. Saket
Tadi flicker
just
sampai
destroys the health bar of Phil. And Bigatron Alpha
apa.
coming online.
Hmm,
Flapteezy don't really want to be there. Saket
Uh,
two shots it.
Loro lo.
And AP Brand, they
Snipernya.
just could not fight this. They need to find
Snipernya
time
loro.
for Super Marco to come online.
Yeah,
Snapnya
Kaltizi was getting
loro.
a purple buff already gone. I feel like teams right here need to know how to deal with an assassin that relies on purple buff And then again, you need to deal with how Bigatron Alpha is dealing with AP Brand, because this is so annoying, right? Kaltizi is literally out of the game. The only thing he can do is only split pushing, and this is not a very good sign for AP Brand. Now to the Lord is taken down by the side of Bigatron Alpha. It's very comfortable because AP Brand has no wings. AP Brand has no map pressure at all. Damage leaderboard, most of the super can, but that damage is kind of deceiving. The damage is mostly going into against few with the Cult Altar, right? So yeah, main goal super can just deny the Cult Altar once again.
The spreads, bro, in the spreads, bro.
Right now as compared to game number 1 and game number 2.
Yeah, it's a very frustrating game for AP Brand. Very frustrating game for Kaltizi, especially when you're up 3-0. You have a pretty substantial lead. And then suddenly it all gets shut down because you lose one purple buff fight. And that just escalates into this Lord barreling down the middle lane, your side impression, and Bigatron Alpha knocking on your front doors again. You look at the level differential, right? Bigatron Alpha slightly ahead in terms of experience. Rizzo with the pullback on the Flaptizi, the Cult Altar will be there to save him, and they even respond with the device of Super Bit, who loses his first life thanks to immortality. Kaltizi to the back, ends up getting pushed back by Super Ken as he gets electrocuted alive. Bigatron Alpha fry AP Brand in their own base. Flaptizi dropping low. Zorizo gonna get the finisher. Gets destroyed instead by Super Marco as Cloutizi comes back in for round number 2. Bigatron Alpha forced back and the mid inhibitor stands.
Yeah, good defense coming out from AP Brand. Once again, Bigatron Alpha taking it slow just a little bit. They want to take even more than they could expect right there, right? They're paid the price by losing Zorizo right there. But if you notice how Super Ken, right? Two-shotting Kaltizi because of the electrocution. 2 proc from that ultimate is enough to push Kaltizi away. And don't forget, Kaltizi doesn't really have enough damage to assassinate because Key is just sticking on to Super Ken. And once again, finally, Kaltizi this time around secures his own buff. So that's a good sign of relief for the side AP Brand, but is it a little bit too late?
And it could be, right? AP Brand playing catch-out game. I know that 2.5k go behind and it's not that significant yet, but you look at the XP differential. When that Lord spawns in another 50 seconds, Kaltizi will never win the retry fight because he's just behind Super Ken in terms of level.
Yeah, Hunter Strike this time around being built at the very least, so a bit more burst damage, but Super Ken goes in full Blood Wings already. This is like licking item for joy, whereas Kaltizi just running through scraps, just taking out breadcrumbs from the streets of Bigatron Alpha after, you know, Bigatron Alpha has been looting all across the board for the side of AP Brand. And now with the Lord coming up in the next 20 seconds, AP Brand, they're not in a good position, right? You talk about the level difference between these two teams. I'm also going to talk about the fact that AP Brand is basically fighting on their side of the map. This is exactly where AP Brand doesn't want to be, especially when you have a Fanny, right? That's supposed to output pressure in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. Flaptizi, he's trying to open up a lot of this space, but you can see that even his durability has its limits when Sakin is on top of him on his speed tricks. I mean, Super Marco, there's not much opportunities for him to fight. There's so many things you need to worry about, right? You gotta worry about the Grog running in your face, you gotta worry about Zorizo pulling you, you have to worry about Super Ken dancing on top of your body, and also Sakin just snipes you from 10 miles away. Bigatron Alpha, they're gonna start on this Lord right now, or going with the conceal. Zorizo is gonna instantly see it. Get the delay as now. Where is Kaltizi? He's still taking the purple bar. This Lord is gonna be gone. I do not think that AP Brand can win this, but they gotta try anyways. Committed to the fight. Kaltizi straight back, try to look for the kill. Can't find the assassination as Zorizo runs away, and Flaptizi ends up getting taken out.
Yeah, Saking landing on reverse passion right there. I think it's just luck. Kaltizi ate couple of shots right there. Kaltizi immediately disengaged, right? He tries to go for the cleanup right there. Zorizo, Brave Might's coming in just in the nick of time. Zorizo was basically being the pseudo tank. Let's take a look at the replay, right? Like, the knockout was there. Awkward was able to catch Zorizo, but Zorizo doesn't really care. He's more than happy to absorb that and notice because Bigatron Alpha knows that there's no divine judgment. Kaltizi coming for the flank. Unfortunately, second pushing it away cleanly. Even though it was already proc, Bigatron
Strong bro, BTR bro, ini bro.
Have the damage to continue the fight. They decide to back off. So a very nice fight coming out from the side of Bigatron Alpha. They still secure the Lord. AP Brand tried to punish Bigatron Alpha, but will not be able to find anything there.
Here comes the Lord. That's mid inhibitor down and ready. Kaltizi can't hold a candle.
Tahan terus.
Joy is just outputting too much damage. That's without the help with Angela. So Kaltizi is going to try to cut the wave as much as possible. They will scout out the members of Bigatron Alpha in the bottom side jungle I guess the silver lining is that they still keep both the side lane inhibitors alive, but for how long?
It's gonna be tough.
Hey,
Sakin
kena.
does have the malefic roar, so more
Oh,
damage
kena,
against the turrets, right? Maybe this time around, AP Bren looking for a concealed play right here, looking for anybody, but look at that. Sakin is scarce. AP Bren couldn't reach Sakin at all. Sakin is the main damage dealer from the side of Bigatron Alpha. If you take a look at the items, yeah, Wind of Nature just in case Super Marco
Jadi
knows it's not
split
gonna do any damage
push.
at Beatrix at all. And not only just that, right? If you take a look, Angela Key already going in. NOD for good measure. Ice Queen 1. Going into Holy Crystal, she's gonna heal even more, do a bit more, tad bit more damage. Not only just that, the utility that Angela brought onto the table is just so annoying and painful for AP Bren to deal with.
Especially for Flapteezy, right? You can't heal as much with the consecration anymore. The healing reduction from
Oracle
Key,
too.
Yeah, and Oracle is just so. A lot of things are getting mitigated, right? Bigatron Alpha, they mitigate the healing from AP Bren, but they increase, they amplify the healing for themselves. And look at Kaltizi, he's going to be playing on that bot side, just constantly trying to see if he can find a pickup. If not, he's going to try and cut the wave, put the pressure onto Bigatron Alpha side lane. Unfortunately, the Lord is spawning on the top side.
Yeah, Bigatron Alpha, I think the only way they need to try to solve this problem, right? Kaltizi is saying, okay, you know what? I know I cannot actually team fight you like this 5v5. The only thing I can do, send Kaltizi start doing hit and runs, right? Top side, bot side, bot side, until eventually Bigatron Alpha start to lose a lot of structures, and that's how AP Bren is gonna have to try to stay in the game. And if you notice, on the side of Bigatron Alpha, there's not anybody that comfortably rotate and match up the tempo that Kaltizi is outputting. AP Bren needs to fight 4v1, and then after that, Bigatron Alpha noticing that, if you notice, they're spreading themselves apart, right? Because they know Kaltizi can be anywhere. They need a quick task force to deal with this raiding Fanny.
And also, you want to be aware of the potential that Open poses.
Birunya.
Flapteezy, he's going to be putting his body in front once more to Bigatron Alpha. I think
Ini
you just
ntar
bring the
Joko
force rush on the board, right?
anu,
The Fanny
Cafe
is not going to be there in time. You have more than enough
BTR
damage.
Bren.
Where is AP Bren in the situation? It's
Kak
got to be there
Pakono.
right now. You see the concealed play from behind. The Lord dropping low! And Kaltizi steals this
Langsung mati
somehow.
tapi.
They even get to Sakin. The wraparound was immaculate from AP Bren. Immortality
Super keren, super keren, super keren.
And we'll find him. But
Super
it's not enough though.
keren.
Alice, he can't keep him alive for long enough. Super Ken ends up falling. It's Spew and Flapteezy against Dorizo and Key. All the frontliners and
Super
support
Ken.
powered up together in this fight. It's an even trade. But AP Bren with heroic saved this game for themselves.
Masih
Yeah,
ada
AP Bren
nafas,
right here, literally
Bren.
that one button literally won, not say won them the game, won them back the map dominance, and now it's Bigatron Alpha on the back foot. This is exactly what I was talking about. When the late game comes, Super Marco pops off. You saw the damage that he was able to output there, all because of that flank. Right? And now it's just Sorizo and Pew going up against each other. The turret shot, with just one more, should do the trick. But let's take a look at the instant replay, how it actually unfolds. If you notice, Kaltizi coming in just in the middle of the fight, just to sacrifice himself, just to take up that Lord, right? And Super Ken getting shot all the way out. And if you notice how the members of AP Bren just focusing on the backline of Bigatron Alpha, immediately they're dead. Super Ken got caught out of position right there. He went on the other way. He was a little bit, I bet he was a little bit confused. That Lord should have been theirs, but Kaltizi stole it away. And that took Bigatron Alpha off guard.
Silver lining was that they were able to get rid of Super Marco before Super Ken went down. Because I think if Super Marco stayed alive, this game would have absolutely gone off the rails for Bigatron Alpha.
Yeah, they found Sakin, so that's actually a very good thing. And AP Bren knows that is the main win condition now. Even though Bigatron Alpha loses that Lord, they're able to stabilize just a little bit because of their sheer amount of structures, right? AP Bren still needs to go through multiple defensive structures from Bigatron Alpha to finally hit the strike at that heart. If you take a look at the items, yeah, Oracle, a Bloodlust Axe, Dom Eyes, going into Blade Armor, I believe that's good item against Carry, which will kill himself because of the output, the attack speed alone, and he's also healing out of that and reducing attack speed as well. So Rizzo is also pseudo tanky. There you go, Blade Armor. And then also, if you notice, from the side of Ken, also going for the Blade Armor as well, ignoring the immortality instead.
Yeah, I mean, you want to shred our Hell Bar, well, we'll watch you destroy yourself when you hit us. Get the pull, this one could be massive. Super Wind missed to get out. The damage of Super Marco not enough to count also keeping him alive. Super Ken, watch out! As he gets eviscerated by Kaltizi.
Wadada,
Bigatron Alpha overextending just a little bit. Cannot fight this. With Super Ken down for
Waktunya
40
bikin
seconds,
defense
AP
Ken.
Ren can start to set up at Lord.
Yeah, Super Ken cannot fight that at all, right? No pun intended right there, but you see how AP Bren is finally stabilized as well. The burst damage coming up from Few and Super Marco as well, just chunking down Super Ken. The plate armor, he thought that he's actually able to do and defend himself just a little bit more, but in the end of the day, he has HP bars, but he doesn't have the armor to deal with it, right? Now, Bigatron Alpha, because of losing Super Ken right there, is only 13 seconds. Now, if you notice how Calvin is positioning, oh, that's a divine judgment.
And the pool.
Aduh.
Right there.
Teleponnya jelas. Mewah.
Rizzo survived.
Mati.
Can you at least get a kill? No, he cannot. Sakin saves
Sakennya
it for
pedih.
Bigatron Alpha and a turnaround right there as Lord spawns and Super Ken comes back to life. Oh, AP Bren, what have you done?
Pedih.
AP Bren had that one small window opportunity, got shut down by Zorizo. AP Bren was pouring all the resources into Zorizo, couldn't end his life right there. Actually ended AP Bren's
Sepertinya
instead. Now
pedih.
Alpha is gonna focus on the Lord right now. AP Bren couldn't actually defend this, right? Like, they don't really have... Okay, fine. Super Marco is going to come online just in time. Zorizo, to make things work, that's a Demon Wings going in. He's going to have even more spell them, even more sustain.
Ayo.
I think AP Bren, it's all about target
Pin.
prioritization right now.
Pin.
Target the wrong person, you're dead. Sakin's going to leave you and shred you all across the board.
I mean, they all stuck together, right? Sakin is like, all right, is it you guys want to come together? Hello, taste some
Paker Bibin.
lead.
Paker Bibin.
Kautisi back just in time. Could be the final push of Bigatron
Ooh.
Alpha. Look at that! Zorizo straight in! And View, he's dead!
Sempet
Super Marco
tatingan.
gotta run! Survive just for a little bit. The Winker Trunk is keeping Super
Ooh.
Ken alive, but AP Bren, can you stay on
Guys,
this?
Bren. Sorry, Bren. BTR ini,
And
Bren.
Bigatron
Bren.
Alpha have done it!
Bir Bren.
In the